Welcome to Godly Dragon Reviews and Apologetics. Before I get to today's review, I would like to bring up a tragic event that occurred 17 years ago on April 20th, 1999. On that day, a deadly shooting and bombing at Columbine High School took place. 12 students and 1 teacher were murdered in the shooting, and 24 more people were injured, after which the shooters took their own lives. One of the students that died was Rachel Joy Scott, who was martyred for her Christian faith, and her story is an inspiration to many Christians even to this day. So why am I bringing this up? That's because Pure Flix just recently came out with a new Christian movie based on the events recorded in Rachel Joy Scott's diary. The movie is called I'm Not Ashamed. The story of this movie is based on the real Columbine High School student Rachel Joy Scott. Rachel Joy Scott was raised in a Christian family. When she was a kid, she prayed for the needs of her family. But as she got older and reached high school, she began to drift away by wanting to fit in due to peer pressure. After spending the summer with religious relatives in Louisiana, she returns to school as a Christian and takes part in a church group and also leads a homeless person to Jesus Christ. But then she backslides and would rather fit in due to peer pressure. After she is betrayed by her non-Christian boyfriend, she realizes the consequences of betraying her true self, and so she becomes a bold and confident Christian instead of fitting in. As soon as the Columbine massacre occurs, she lets her light shine one last time by refusing to deny God in front of the shooter, leading to her death. Now, before I talk about what's good about this movie, I gotta talk about the bad, as this movie tackles a difficult stage of life and a tragic event. It tackles the high school stage of life. There was a lot of scenes of smoking, drinking, and partying in this movie, and some scenes of bullying and violence, so this kind of subject matter may not be appropriate for a young audience. This movie does not condone any of that stuff though. You get to see how Rachel struggles with her faith at first, and then you see Rachel's passion for Christ in contrast to the partying teens. This is a movie that had a wonderful storyline and awesome and inspiring messages for Christians today. The message of this movie is about how important it is to be set apart and different from the world around us instead of fitting in, and how we should be willing to die for our faith in Christ. And that's what Rachel Joy Scott did. Her life story and her death is an inspiration to many believers around the world. This is probably one of the most awesome, inspiring, and controversial movies that Pure Flix has ever released, and I believe that they outdid themselves this time. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. I think it's a must-see for Christians, and I believe non-Christians can watch this movie too, so they can see Rachel's life and death for themselves and get something out of it. But you may want to leave your kids home unless they are at least 13 and over. Other than that though, there is no reason why I wouldn't recommend this movie. This is a recommendation from Godly Dragon Reviews. Go check it out. God bless everyone. Godly Dragon Reviews and Apologetics is a branch of Godly Dragon Ministries.